peeps, welcome back to Hobbies and Gadgets. And yes, you might be thinking, why am I on grass for? The reason I'm on grass, I know the bike's not built for it, but this is where I was like losing power, you know, on off-roading, going up hills. And since I've upgraded speed control inside the bike, it pulls through here lovely. Not as good as road, you know, because obviously it's wet and it's still slidey a bit, and you know the back wheel does give it like a slight spin. But before, I was struggling through it. You know, I'll get halfway, my battery's dead. But now I've been around the whole block, around this whole heath, all the way around, and I've still got power. So the upgrade I've done on the speed controller, it works brilliantly. But before we jump in that, there's a few modifications I want to do. Example, I want to put a front wheel with a motor on it. I found a front wheel with a motor what will go on this bike. So I'm just waiting for the seller to give me the exact details, because he's telling me it's 3.5 or 3.2, so it fits straight in there. Obviously the back wheel of this is bigger than, you know, your front, so bear that in mind. Don't go and buy a back wheel for that. The only thing is, the wheel what I'm looking at is silver, so you have to respray it to match the bike, but it's the same size and stuff like that. 250 watt, you can get a 350 watt at 48 volts, but then you have to do some more modifications because obviously different electrics and stuff like that. But I'm going for the 250 watt at 36 watt. So that's one of my little tips for you. And I'm going to have that on its own speed controller and its own fun throttle. So the fun throttle will be here. So if I need that front wheel, all I've got to do is fun throttle and rev down, and I'm speeding up that hill. Yeah. But before you do that, peeps, there is another option. You can go now from DYU's website. I think it was DYU website. It's in America though. I haven't found one in the UK. You can get a back wheel, 350 watt, with the speed controller for $400, and then I think you have to pay for your shipping as well. So that is another option. But I would say the front wheel will be better. 250 watt on a separate controller, so you know you got the option not to use it or use it. Then you've got your back wheel at 250 watt. You'll get more mileage, same battery power. You know, you can upgrade the battery now to 14.4 instead of 10.4. So that's another option. Obviously the battery's not going to do that much. You know, the battery's going to give you more distance. But upgrading your two wheels, 250 watt, 250 watt, you're going to get more power. But make sure you have it on separate speed controllers, because if you don't, it will work with one speed controller, but you're going to drop your ampage. So it's not worth doing that. So make sure you have separate speed controllers on separate wheel. That's why I'm going to have my front throttle up here, as I said. So yeah, I've been testing this all over the place now, peeps, and it's working brilliantly. So the original speed controller, you can modify it. The only thing is, when you modify it, I couldn't find the shunt on the speed controller. If you don't know what a shunt is, it's like a bent nail what sends current from one side to the other. So the thicker that is, the more current you get through that shunt, and then the more ampage you get. So before you do that, make sure you have an amp meter, because if you don't, you'll blow your motor up, and see how many amps is pulling through. When I was soldering, I got this up to about 10, well, it's saying about 10.5 amps, but it's showing, you know, it drops to like 9 to 10 some reason. But it was 7 amps, so you know, I've jumped it up by 2. So it's pretty good, pretty torquey, but I'm going to try and get it up to 11 amps. I'm still working on it. You know, I don't want to put too much solder and stuff on the back of the board, because if it had a shunt, it'd be easier to modify. So if anyone knows what that shunt is, because I looked all over that board, I see like a little like a resistor kind of thing. I'm not sure if that is the new design of the shunt. I'm not sure, because all the shunts I've seen is like a bent nail, if you know what I mean, or a bent pin, like a thicker pin. I'm not sure if they tried to like confuse us with this shunt or whatever, but what I've done, I've soldered on the back of the motherboard of the speed controller. That's all I've done, and it's increased the ampage. You know, 2 amps, 3 amps is better than 0 amps, right? So that is another modification. Or you can go and buy a Chinese knockoff speed controller, but you lose some of the functions. You might be able to get them to work, to be honest, you know, but obviously my experience, you don't get that working. So if you're really good at wiring and you know how to like modify that with a standard speed controller, let me know in the comments below and send me that document. But yeah, I've been doing some research. I haven't seen no one, you know, giving out no information about making more speed and stuff like that, so you know, I want to drop that there to help you out. But remember guys, you're at your own risk when you're modifying your bike. Like I was at my own risk, you know, I bought the bike and I decided to modify it, and I'm still in the progress of modifying it. So hopefully if that wheel fits, that will be my next video. I'll show you my modification of my front wheel, and I'll do like a speed test and whatever you want to do, leave in the comments below and I will do it for you. So now Hobbies and Gadgets is now signing out. Peace.